The dish that we are going to be cooking today is the very first thing that I managed to cook for myself without following a recipe. And it was because of that creative liberty and freedom and excitement that sparked this passion and love for food and cooking. So without getting too deep on you guys, I don't think I would be doing what I'm doing today without this recipe. So in today's video, we are going to prepare a delicious plate of pasta in the exact same way that I would have about 20 years ago. With no planning, using whatever ingredients that I have around in the pantry or in the back of the fridge, just anything that I feel could be delicious and make sense in this plate of pasta. I haven't planned for this at all, so we're genuinely going to see what I actually have inside of the cupboards and make do with it. And I want you guys to focus less on learning a specific recipe and just following the techniques that I'm going to be demonstrating as we go along, so that you can sort of build the autonomy to step away from recipes and just cook from the heart and cook with what's fun and cook with the ingredients you like. So this should be a fun. I genuinely have no idea what we're going to be cooking today, so let's go hunt. I started out my hunt by exploring my bin of half-finished starches that I keep in my cupboard, and I found some spaghetti quadrato that I had eaten the rest of a couple of weeks before. Next, I saw what veggies that I had in my dry storage, and I found some nice garlic and some leftover cherry tomatoes. And to round off this dish, I just grabbed a pile of tasty-looking things from the fridge and some Italian seasoning from my spice drawer. This includes plenty of dried herbs and chili, which will help bring the dish together. Now, the beauty of dishes like this is that it comes together in under 15 minutes and there is minimal prep involved. So I just sliced up my cherry tomatoes into quarters just so that they're a little bit easier to eat with the spaghetti. And then I sliced lots of garlic, as well as some of these leftover cute little black olives. Now, everything about this dish comes together quite quickly, so I got 1.5 liters of water onto the boil and added 1.5 tablespoons of salt. Moving on to our sauce. Start by adding a generous glug of olive oil to a pan set over medium heat and add your garlic to start sauteing lightly. If you're cooking your own version of this pantry pasta with your own ingredients, this is the stage where you'll add your onions or peppers or any other veggies that you would like to cook down so that they offer their flavor as the base of the sauce. For my fridge haul, I had an almost finished can of anchovies, so I just added the last few pieces and fried them off to add some really nice savoriness. Next, I added my sliced olives as well as a really good pinch of that Italian seasoning. These are ingredients that I want to cook for a couple of minutes to extract as much flavor from them as possible. So if you had any other herbs or spices or preserve, like, I don't know, capers, I would definitely add them at this point also. Now, I thought this dish could really benefit from a nice kick of heat, so I added a good teaspoon of some chili crisp. Obviously, this is not a typical ingredient from Italian cuisine, but at the end of the day, we are not an Italian restaurant. You are cooking in your kitchen, and you are free to use whatever ingredients you think make sense. Once our delicious base of flavor has cooked out for a couple of minutes, you can go ahead and add your fresh ingredients. In this case, it's going to be our chopped cherry tomatoes. Now, we don't want to cook these for too long, as they'll continue to break down further when we're finishing off our pasta, and we want them to keep some sort of integrity. Next, to reinforce the tomato's sweet savoriness, I've added some Maltese tomato paste. This will add an amazing color and reinforce the flavors, which we're layering into the dish. And that's basically the sauce done. So next, I added my pasta to the boiling water and I kind of coaxed it in until it was submerged. Now, this looks like an unnecessary hassle, like I could have used a bigger pot, but by using a small pot and minimum water, we are concentrating the amount of starch in that liquid, and this starchy liquid is what's going to give us an incredible, creamy, emulsified sauce. Now, when your pasta's almost done is the perfect time to prepare any nice fresh ingredients that will degrade over time, like this fresh mint, which I think will add a really nice contrast to the nice spicy sauce that we're building. Once your pasta is a minute away from being cooked, you can reserve some of your pasta water and drain off the pasta. Add a good splash of the starchy water to your sauce, roughly about 100 milliliters, and then add your pasta back to it. Cooking the two together until the water is reduced and the sauce coats the pasta nicely. Once your pasta is nice and tender to your liking, sauce has a good consistency, I like to turn off the heat and add loads of grated parmesan. This adds tons of savoriness and depth. And by mixing it into the sauce, you get an even more luxurious consistency. And finally, fold in the mint or any other finishing ingredients, taste for seasoning, and get ready to serve. When I'm plating, I like to start with just the pasta and then spoon over plenty of your coarse sauce separately, and optionally, but definitely recommended, you can finish with more of the herb that you put in earlier and add liberal amounts of grated parmesan before serving and giving things a taste test. Whew. And here we have it, looking delicious. Cannot wait to give this a try. Okay, we added a bunch of delicious ingredients, made a plate of pasta, and it turned out delicious. Big surprise. But the main takeaway that I want you guys to keep in mind when you sort of walk away from this video is that it is incredibly easy to make an incredibly delicious plate of food with the ingredients that you love, as long as you learn some very, very basic fundamental techniques on how to bring them together. Today, we sort of did this with a plate of pasta, but as you develop your sort of like culinary fundamental skills, you're not gonna need the recipe as much. You're gonna know how to saute that vegetable or bring the flavor out of these herbs and spices. By getting these little micro techniques under your belt, you're gonna be able to make absolutely delicious food with full, like, creative authority. And that's what I want to instill in you guys, because it's a really, really freaking fun way of cooking. It feels very unlimiting. And I know we don't always feel super creative after like a long day of work. Sometimes the last thing I feel like doing is stepping into the kitchen and being like, ooh, what am I gonna cook today? But on so many occasions, when I go into the kitchen, I'm like, you know what, screw it. I need food in my system. Let's start, let's see what we've got. After like 5-10 minutes, I'm having a blast, obviously. That's not always true. Sometimes I'm as lazy as humanly possible and dinner is basic. But I feel like if you exercise your creative muscles, your little cooking muscles a little bit more, you're gonna get so much more out of this hobby, this lifestyle, this whatever cooking is to you. I think you just get so much more out of it by being a little bit more creative. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this, here's another pasta recipe that I think you guys would really enjoy. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.